Tesla update here on the first recap of the last couple of weeks. So in previous videos, I was talking about this could be a 5-wave move. We got this short little spike right here. And then we got this move down. This looked like 5 waves to me. It did not hit the 1.61 fib though, and then it came up. So it invalidated this being a 5-wave move. This is definitely not a 5-wave move unless we get some kind of nested move. What I mean by nested move would be one, two, three, four, five. So I'm going to leave that one up there. That's a possibility. That's basically the lowest percentage possibility in my opinion. So that is the only really bearish move that I see possible. But now let's go over the two most likely possibilities, which are a double three. Let's go ahead and draw a parallel line here. This goes a little bit higher than the parallel line, and then this broke above it. So I would say that this one is actually probably low probability as well, especially when you know we have demand down here. But that possibility is a triple three. It still has not been invalidated. As soon as it breaks above 214.88, I would say it's probably invalidated. So this one is like that. This would end up being something like that. So again, the bullish one is actually the most likely, and that is we bottomed right here for the overall X wave. And we're headed up here. Why do I call this the X wave? Normally when you have this wave right here longer in time length than this wave right here, I would call it an X wave, because a B wave is usually at least the same length in time as the A wave. This one went from August 5th, August 20th. Right now we are at August 28th, so we're only 8 days into this. If it were to come down here, it's possible it could be about the same length. But right now, as it stands, I would say this is WXY. So that means that this was, well, this is WXY as well, because these are both ABC moves, according to what I see. And then this was WXY as well. So this move right here is more than likely going to end up being WXY or ABC. So you can have a WXY within a W or a Y wave, maybe even an X wave as well. Gets kind of confusing, but these corrective moves have a lot of different possibilities. But again, everything is looking towards 245. Bring in the moving averages too. So on Friday, we were down here around 207, 208, 209 the whole day, and then at the end of the day, it came all the way up here to 214, finished near the high of the day, above the 20, above the 200, below the 50. The 50 is up here at 220. So the path of least resistance here is up here to 220. There is a gap up there as well. And so let's look at where the 1.61 fib is. Let's draw a parallel line here and get an idea of where this could end at. And there you go, right below the 50. The 1.61 fib is a little bit higher at 223. If it were to go to 223 and finish above the 50-day moving average, I would say it's coming up here to 230 or so. Right now has not broken above this, so again, the bear possibility short term is possible. The nested move I show is probably not very likely. More than likely, we're headed up to 245 soon, even if we come down here. So very bullish, above the 20, above the 200, tons of support with demand up here, but you do have a gap here at 220. You have I don't think there's a gap right here. No gap there at 230, and another one at 245. There is a gap above that at 290 as well, but that's going to be something that I'm not really looking at here because I don't think this is an impulse move right here. Maybe it'll prove me wrong and it'll end up being an impulse move. If it were to go straight up and break above this parallel line, then I would start saying that maybe this was an impulse move. But right now, I'm treating it as a corrective move based on what I see in the overall market, and I'm expecting this to go to 245 and then probably down here. So on these corrective moves, a lot of different possibilities. For example, if it gets up here to 245 and then I see something like this, then I would say, oh, maybe we're going to go up here to 290 then. Maybe this is going to end up being ABC higher like that, and then we're going to come down. So there's all kinds of different possibilities of the corrective moves, but I gave you the two most likely. Down to 197, then up to 245, or straight to 245 from here. The nested move down is probably very unlikely. Look at the standard deviation on the daily, and you'll see that very, very unlikely we come down here now. So if we come down here to 197, we're getting close to the very bottom of the standard deviation. It makes sense for us to come up here first, hit +1, maybe even +2 standard deviations. So again, if it does this, which I don't think is likely based on seasonality, but you never know. They do have Robotaxi coming up in October. So if that were to happen, then that would still be bearish because that would be an ABC move. If this ends up going like this, let's say we hit 260 minimum on this move, like this. Pull back, and then another move higher like this. Then obviously, this is a C leg higher. If that happens, my target is minimum 352, maximum probably 408. So I'm watching that as well, but I don't think that that's likely based on standard deviations. I think that there's going to be move up here and then a move down. And then after that, we're heading up. So again, this is the low, probably not going to break that. We're probably not going to break this high either. We're probably going to come down here probably in November or December. So that's my assessment on Tesla. Overall, very bullish on it right now, at least until rate cuts. We'll see how it goes. I will keep you updated over the next week or so. But right now, no reason to be really that bearish.